I'm Miss J, and I'm coming to you from Boulder, Colorado. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm using the Best Self Journal and where I started with using it. Um, why I started, a big reason is for health reasons. Last year, I ended up having a mini stroke and too many heart attacks that, fortunately for me, are events that can be recovered from, but it does require some lifestyle changes on my part to recover from them. Like a big thing is including regular exercise in my life on a weekly basis. And so I haven't been exercising for most of my life, and starting a new habit like that is a pretty big deal, at least for me. So that is a big one of the big reasons why I want to use the Best Self Journal to help me transition from basically sedentary lifestyle to a more active one in which exercise is a regular part of my life. Um, and it's kind of interesting with the mini heart attacks. What they ended up diagnosing me with is uh, called broken heart syndrome. And it's kind of interesting because basically what that is that some things have upset you so much that your heart becomes stressed. The left ventricle balloons out. And while you're still, your blood is still pumping, but not as effectively. And that ballooning can go back to normal. And generally speaking, like I said, you can recover from that, but you also have to not think about things that upset you or make you mad or are really sad for you or that you feel hurt about. Like if I start thinking about those things, my heart starts hurting, and it's like having a little warning thing, like, hey, you're thinking about stuff that you really shouldn't be thinking about right now. So anyway, because of that, that's a big motivator for me. And also, I joined a company and a community where we help inventors to bring their products to market. And I want to be able to participate and contribute in this community. And there are a lot of new things for me to learn, a lot of activities for me to learn to do, skills I need to develop. And I want to be able to have a way of figuring out what those things are and how I can do them. Have be able to develop a plan for developing my skills, learning new things, and participating in this community. um, Something that my sister mentioned to me, my oldest sister, mentioned to me last year in December, was that, when we were younger women and we had kids or we had jobs and kids, that a lot of our time was pretty structured. Like we understood, we had to get up, get our kids dressed, get them off to school, go to our job. We understood easily how our to structure our time and how it was structured around what we were doing at that time. And what she pointed out to me is that as we've gotten older, um, and we don't have kids, and maybe we're retired or whatever from working, that now we don't just have something that easily tells us what the structure to our day is or to our lives. And so that's something that we have to figure out now, and like actually decide what that is. And so I also feel that the best self journal will help me to figure out what kind of structure I do want to have to my time now. um, And so I want to use the Best Self Journal to be able to plan and structure and use my time effectively to achieve goals that I have. Um, and where I started is in the Best Self uh, Alliance group that they have on Facebook. they have a little video. They have actually, well, they have a bunch of videos, but the ones that I'm referring to are 5 videos, which is a step-by-step process of just figuring out, where you are and where you want to go. And the first step, which I've already started with, is reflection. And that's where you're going to take a piece of paper and you're going to draw 4 columns on it. And the 4 columns are going to be what brought you joy, what brought you success, what you were dissatisfied with, and what was like a total flop for the last year. So if you have a calendar, you would get that out. If you had an appointment book or a journal that you kept over the last year, you would get that out and you can use that. I didn't have those things. So when I started, I relied basically on my memory of things that stood out in my mind over the last year. And I'll just show you really quickly. Here's mine where I have joy, success, dissatisfied, flops. And I've listed the things that I could, like I said, remember from last year, the things that brought me joy. I had taken a trip to Los Angeles, California last October. That was a big, joyful thing for me. A success was to quit smoking last year on November 1st. I quit smoking cigarettes, and that was a big success for me. Something that I was dissatisfied with was the mini stroke and the 2 mini heart attacks. Those were very dissatisfying experiences for me last year. And one of the things that I feel was a real flop for me last year was not having clear to me goals, clear purpose, a clear direction that I was heading in. I think that was like a real flop for me. So that's where I've started. As I said, I have made a sheet of paper, filled out joy, successes, being dissatisfied, and flops. And that's the first step of working on the Best Self Journal and using it to change your life and create the life that you want to have. And so tomorrow I'll talk a little bit about that, maybe a little bit more, and also go into what is step 2 in this process of redoing my life using this wonderful Best Self Journal tool. Again, I'm Janine Barrett, Miss J from Boulder, Colorado. Everyone, have a great day.